Good morning to one and all. Welcome to today's class. And before going to the chapter today, one of a student had asked me doubt about the to and fro motion in the pendulum. He didn't understood about the to and fro motion. So once again I am explaining what is to and fro motion. This is a wall clock and this is a pendulum. So the pendulum will be moving here and here, and again it will stop in the center. So this movement is called to and fro movement. In this way, this is to fro, but it will stop in the middle. So when it is moving here and here, this movement is called as to and fro movement, front and back movement. That's it. No need of getting confused. That's why I am asking you to read the lesson. So if you have any doubt, personally you message me. Once again I'll clarify you. Now yesterday we have stopped in the page number 38. Now measurement of time using stop clock. Yesterday we have learned about the measuring time, what were the equipments, how in earlier stage how the people were used to find the time by using sand clocks, water clocks, and some of them used to see by sundials. Now measurement of time by using stop clock. Stop clocks are used to measure time interval between occurrence of events accurately. You might have seen stop clocks in the laboratory. We use stop clocks in the laboratory to measure short intervals of time, like time taken for completion of chemical reaction. So, mostly the stopwatches are used in the laboratories, in the labs, because always the chemical reaction will be taking place in the lab when they are finding a new thing. So, for that chemical reaction, how much time it is taking for a reaction. To know that, they use the stop clocks. And time taken by the pendulum for one oscillation, etc. And even in the pendulum also, they will be using the stop clock. Next, nowadays we find stop clocks almost in all cell phones. In our daily life, stop clocks help measure pulse rate, etc. So you may be getting doubt again, what is oscillation? It is also the to and fro movement is also called as oscillation. So nowadays we find the stop clocks almost in all cell phones. In our daily life, stop clocks helps to measure the pulse rate, etc. Apart from this, they are also help us to accurately measure the time in running race, swimming, etc. So mostly when during the running race and swimming, they will use the stop clock. So given interval of time, how much they'll measure the time, how far they have ran and how far they have swim. In this way they'll measure the time by using the stop clock. So now in this situation, in this COVID pandemic situation, you can use the stop clock to check your breath. You have to stop your breath. You have to breathe and you have to stop in this way, and you have to release the air. So at least for 20 seconds you should stop. You could be able to stop the breath. Then no need of worrying of COVID. So the patients, those who are suffering from COVID, will not able to hold the breath more than 10 seconds. So if you are not able to hold your breath for 10 seconds, then you may be having a complaint of COVID. So this is an exam that you can do by yourself by sitting in your home. So you have to hold your breath. Just you do yoga asana by sitting down. Just hold your breath and you have to release it. So by using the stop clock, you can check how many seconds you are able to hold your breath. Now let us do 14. Take a cell phone, go to setting and open stop clock option. If you are not able to do this, take help of your friend or teacher. Measure the time taken for the events mentioned in the table. This is an activity that you have to do in the school. So now we are not in the school, but we can do it. The first one is ringing of long bell in the school. So duration of time. Many from nursery class you are coming to school. So you may be knowing the ringing of long bell in the school. For how many seconds or for how many minutes the bell will ring. This is a homework for you. You have to write it. Next, completion of prayer song. Prayer song, how many minutes we are taking. Next, running 200 meters by your friend in the school ground. Next, completion of pledge during school assembly. India is my country pledge. For how many minutes it's taking to complete the time. So that time you have to mention here. Which event has taken more time to complete? So among this, running 200 meters by your friend in the school garden will take more time. Let us know how much time does it take to sing the national anthem. Now units of time. So before going to the next para, we have to know the time that will be take to complete the national anthem. The time taken to sing the national anthem is 52 seconds. Now next, units of time. Depending on the context, we express time in seconds or minutes or hours to specify the occurrence of and time taken by an event. So always the time is not measured in particular unit. Suppose if you want to measure the milk, you can measure the milk in liters. Whereas the time is not measured in a specified way. So you have to know the units of time. The basic unit of time is second. Larger units of time are minutes and hours. Apart from this, we have to learn the table units of time. 60 seconds make 1 minute. 60 minutes make 1 hour. 24 hours make 1 day. So here again 365 days make 1 year. 10 years make 1 decade. 10 decades make 1 century. 10 centuries make 1 millennium. So always we cannot say this has happened only in so and so minutes, in so and so hours. So sometimes we'll use from so many years, from so many decades. So the time unit is very important. 100 years make 1 decade. Next, 10 years make 1 decade and 10 decades, that is 100 years make 1 century. Now next, speed. This is up to time. Now speed. Many objects in the world around us are moving. To compare how fast they are moving, we need to know their speed. So as we know that Earth revolves around the sun, and they have given the speed of the Earth and the time taken to complete one rotation. So they have calculated the speed also. Now you may have observed the speedometer in motor cars, which tells us how fast the car is traveling. So for a small example, they have given a car. So when you go in a car, you can observe in front of the steering there will be a speedometer. So it tells us how much the car speed is going on. So whether it is in 80 speed or 100 speed or 120 speed, by seeing the speedometer we can say the speed of the car. Usually the odometer in a vehicle, which shows the distance traveled in kilometers, and the speedometer the speed of the journey in kilometers per hour. So odometer shows the journey, how far you have, how many kilometers you have went, and the speedometer tells the speed. It tells the distance, and this tells the odometer tells the distance and speedometer tells the speed. Look at the speedometers of two vehicles shown here and decide which vehicle is slower. Here they have given the two speedometers, car 1 and car 2. And what is the speed of the car 1? It is about 70. And car 2, Here the picture is not clear. It is above 100. So have you seen any other vehicles having speedometers? Write their names. So apart from the car, which vehicle is having speedometer? That you have to mention. Have you seen a bicycle with a speedometer? No. The bicycle that we use for in our houses to lose the weight, it will be having the speedometer. But the bicycles that we use for going to schools and all, it does not have the speedometer. Like treadmill we'll use to lose the weight in our houses. So in the treadmill you can see the speedometer. Now do the following activity. Travel on a motor vehicle with your father to market or any other place and observe the changes in speedometer reading. So when you go with your father to a market, if suppose you are going in a car or bike, then you have to observe the changes in the speedometer reading. Here they have asked the question, have you seen any other vehicle having speedometers? That you have to write here, everyone, because it's very simple answer that you see in your daily life. Now do the following activity. Note the exact time when you started from home and observe speedometer reading carefully and note it and the corresponding. The speedometer reading, first it will be 0 and the time started from home 9:10 and the speedometer reading is 20 by the time 9:15 and the speedometer rate is 30 by the time 9:20. So some examples are given in the table. Does the speed of the vehicle remain the same throughout the journey? No, sometimes it is 20 in speed and sometimes it is 30 in speed. If not, what can you say about the speed of a vehicle during the journey? We experience in our everyday life that most of the objects in motion do not have the same speed throughout the journey. To express the speed of the object, we consider its average speed. So, overall in the journey, we cannot say the car has travelled in only 20 speed. Sometimes it will take 30, or sometimes it will be 40, sometimes it will be 50. So, how can we calculate the speed? For this, there is an average speed. For this, we have to calculate the average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance travelled. Suppose we are travelling for 100 kilometers. So we have to calculate the total distance. Total distance travelled by total time taken to cover the distance, to reach the distance. So this is the distance like 0 to 100 kilometers by time taken to complete the travel. Suppose we have travelled for 1 hour. So the time taken to complete the distance. Thus we can define speed of an object as the distance travelled by it in a unit of time. In this way the average speed is calculated. Okay, remaining part will be explained in next day class. So today we have learned the units of time. This table is very important. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Next, this is your homework. Just you have to write the time duration. One I have explained you. To sing the national anthem, how much time is taken, that I have explained you, 52 seconds. In this way, you have to complete the table. And here you have to write, these both you have to write in the notebook. Did you see the speedometers in any other vehicle? Mention the names of the vehicle that you have observed speedometers. And this event and duration of time. These two is your homework. So once again go through the textbook and read the chapter. So till now we have learned about the motion. Now we are learning the time. And to and from motion is also called as oscillation. Don't get confused. This is all for you today. Thank you.